right. What is good? We are hopping on. This is the Where's the Fire podcast. And we said we'd be on. We're trying to get you out consistent, y'all. Um, and I'm waiting for a couple more people to hop on. But we are excited tonight. Pulling up my notes here. Oh, here we go. I know I'm excited tonight. Get rid of that. Open. How do I do this? I'm excited tonight. To talk. This topic is definitely important. Anthony will be on. She's cooking. Today's cooking. But while she's cooking, I gotta shout out the winning circle. And I got my t-shirt and I love this t-shirt. I gotta make the camera do what it's doing. But it's I hope y'all can see that. It says, "All I do is win in what matters most." Y'all, I love this t-shirt. We had a phenomenal conference. So I'm talking to the fellas. The fellas, my brothers out here who may catch this. It was the Breakthrough Conference for men. Let me tell y'all something. The Breakthrough Challenge was epic. It was epic. I gotta shout. I've been part of the winning circle is what we call it. It's a community of brothers that want to win in all the things that matters most. That's talking about our health, our spirituality, our mental health, our physical health, our finances, our integrity, all these things, right? And we just had the conference. It started Friday night, Saturday, and it finished off this morning. Man, it was. I got a bunch of notes that I'm still going to be processing and praying through, and just kind of trying to let those seep into my heart and mind, y'all. The men's winning conference was worth every penny, and fellas, we need a tribe. That's the bottom line. That's always what it is, and it's important that, especially the older we get, we know it's a challenge for men, period, to make friends. Especially the older we get, especially post high school, the challenge becomes exponentially greater. Now in college, there's a lot of camaraderie, etc. But once we start working and once we start, having families, etc., getting married, a lot of times we struggle with finding friends of like mind. But it's important that you get a tribe of people that are like-minded, that are doing the same thing, heading in the same direction you are, that want to win in their marriage, that want to win in their finances, want to win in their mental and emotional health, want to win financially. This is what the Breakthrough Challenge was all about. And shout out to Myron Edmonds, who started this during the pandemic. He started this during the pandemic, and it was epic. It was epic. This was our first conference in person since we started. Everything else has had to be virtual, and those were great. But this one, again, it just adds a different feel to it. You can, with the mandates coming down, and we didn't have to, everybody got tested, and it was great. It was great. It was well organized. It was well put together. And I was glad I went. Catching up with guys that I met the first time in the winner circle virtually, but to see them in person, to be able to adapt them up, to hug on these brothers, man, to look, to encourage, and just to, man, it changes everything. And I don't know what a lot of guys are doing. I don't know. And I felt like, honestly, I wish there was more guys that had come and invested in themselves to be part of something like this. The presenters were, man. The stuff we heard and experienced there, you won't hear anywhere else. I don't know where, and it, oh my goodness. I'm just blown away at the importance of what it is for men, especially men of color, to be part of something like this, and to have men that will kick in the pants if they need to, but they will be there to support you and to not judge you. we're not we're not here to judge anybody, but we're here to support and encourage and lift up and empower, right? Um, but yeah, so that was my weekend. Um, we had a great time, and of course, no ladies allowed. It was just fun. Again, when when fellas, when we could get together, all they don't even know what's happening during there, but all they need to know is that they um see the results in us. They see the shift, and he has a framework that's broken down. Get your shift together, right? Talking about the areas that we need to win and the things that matter most spiritually, mentally slash emotionally, with our integrity, with our family slash marriages, relationships, whatever those look like, and then dealing with the money. Got to get our money right, fellas. We got to get our money right. And we had, I mean, the presenters were experts in their field. They were experienced, and they gave such practical suggestions and inspiration and motivation to start putting things together. The breakthrough. We had the breakthrough challenge. It was phenomenal. But yeah, so that was my weekend. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend, getting some needed rest. Um, and last week we talked about, like I think everybody talked about. I think it was the internet exploded in regards to what happened between Will and Chris at the Oscars. Um, man, it was disappointing. I wish Will hadn't done it. I wish he had just used his words right. But when the last time we talked about was Oblige or Rebellion, and I think Will experienced that during the Oscars. And it's a lady by Gretchen Rubin who wrote the book The Four Tendencies, a personality assessment, and she gave her spin on the four different areas of personality. And I think it was important for people to understand who they are and what personality they have so they understand where their challenges may be, right? Um, but yeah, I think we'll experience obliged rebellion. Those who always say yes, that kind of look for, and it goes into what we're talking about tonight. They make decisions based on how other people will feel and what other people want, as opposed to what they might feel and what they might want. And eventually, they're the wick on the dynamite. Every yes we say that we really mean no, that wick gets shorter and shorter and shorter. The fuse, that it gets shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter, and then it gets closer and closer to that dynamite. And I think what we'll experience, and you know all the things that they've been going through, and they've shared it publicly, and and we kind of experience what they're experiencing, and man, it's going through a lot. And I think Will finally got tired of saying, not really speaking the truth, maybe. And I think Chris happened to be the fodder of when he got to that point. And it kind of took away from a phenomenal night. Um, with it happens, and it's all good. It happens. It's all good. Um, but I was glad that Will didn't get arrested. It was just. Hmm. And in fact, we talked about this at our conference last night, this weekend. And the presenter, Myron, he did a phenomenal job breaking that down. And the bottom line is, black men, black people, during a pandemic, and trying to climb our way out of it, and know what life looks like on the other end of it, in light of, you know, the police brutality that was for all to see. Without we've experienced it. We've known family members and friends and people in our neighborhood that have experienced police brutality, but now the world got to see it up close and personal. And again, it was very triggering for a lot of us. And if we don't resolve these issues and this trauma that we experience, you don't have to physically have trauma happen to you to not be traumatized. Okay, you can experience trauma by viewing or just being around it. Okay. And it's important that we acknowledge, yes, that was traumatic for me. That was very triggering for me. And it brought up a lot of negative emotions. How do I move through that? Right. Um, Yeah. So listen, and I really pray for Will. I pray for Chris, and I heard he kind of mentioned something at one of his shows, and it's not good. It's not good, and I hope that they can work through it and get to the same place. But it just mm, trauma is real, y'all. Trauma is real, and it's real. And I think it's important that we begin to start speaking on it. But I think as we scale back, and what we're going to be talking about tonight is a topic that I think is very important. Um, is decision fatigue, right? Decision fatigue. Um, Decision fatigue is real. It is real, and the bottom line is we have X amount of bandwidth or energy per day, right? We have X amount of bandwidth or energy um, to make it through the day, right? To handle our business, to be responsible for the things we're responsible for, and we need to start understanding about decisions. And I'm waiting on Anthony. She's been in a cooking frenzy today, and I'm glad for it. Um, but I'm waiting on her to come on, and we're gonna be talking about where is the fire. Where is the fire? Let me summarize where we're at. And y'all that are on, thank you for hopping on. But I need y'all to understand who and what we're all about, and where's the fire is, and who it's for. I'm just looking up my notes here. Um, yeah, it's those who are seeking truth and growth. That's the bottom line. Those who are seeking truth and growth, right? Um, those of us who are seeking truth and growth. Um, this is for grown folks. This is grown folks conversation, right? Mature grown folks that are feeling stuck and willing to take ownership of their actions and or inaction. And man, decision fatigue is a topic that a lot of us feel like, man, if I don't do everything, everything's gonna fall apart. And that is not sustainable. If y'all don't hear anything else, decision fatigue is where we're trying to do the most. We're trying to do too much. We're trying to make our decisions and everybody else's decisions, and it's gonna exhaust us. And a lot of us going into school work tomorrow, or school, whatever you're doing, a lot of us are going into that already tired. We're tired right now. We're tired going into the week because we already know in our head, man, I got to make all these decisions. And we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about why that is detrimental to our, not only our mental and emotional health, but our physical health. It affects mind, spirit, and body are connected, y'all. If we don't deal with these things that affect our spirit, which is, things that you can't touch or measure, it's going to affect us physically. It's going to happen. And it's important that we get to the root of it. We can't wave at the smoke. We got to get to the fire. And a lot of us wave at the smoke and we point fingers. But we can't control what other people do. All we can control is what we do and the decisions that we make. Okay? And let's see. This podcast is not for the perfect. We are not here for perfection. We're here for growth and for being honest. We have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be willing to be honest and say, you know what, this is the issue, or I didn't want to really acknowledge this, but this is where the real root of the problem is. We got to get to the bottom of it, and we got to do that. Here's A today. She's coming on. I wish I asked you to bring my water. I'm thirsty already. We can share. All right, she's here.
Hey y'all.
And so we
What we doing?
Yeah. We are here. So I'm just setting it up, and we're talking
Okay.
about decision fatigue.
Oh, that's
And,
nice. Did you share that thing?
No, I didn't share this.
That's nice, but maybe that's something you should share on your podcast, because that's nice, and maybe
this breakdown. Yeah,
put this
so
on our.
we're gonna break this down,
page.
guys, and this is so important, y'all. Decision fatigue going into Monday.
Yeah.
A lot of people are already tired thinking about Monday.
So slow down. Just catch me up. What did I miss?
No, I'm just talking about. I was sharing about the winning circle.
Did you tell them that
about the conference?
Hey,
yeah, I told you were the cooking frenzy. You're cooking like crazy, right? But I'm looking forward to what you're cooking too. It sounds really good.
It's on.
Yeah, it's on. Put your headphones on so you can hear.
Go ahead.
So yeah, so I was setting it up, And we haven't checked in. I guess I was telling about the conference. What's up with you? Where are you at right now?
Well, really, I am on the other side of decision fatigue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to go right into that, or just share? Where are you? I told her what's going on with me, like to bring me to today.
Yeah.
I don't know if you here. Give me that. Why are you talking?
You drinking?
Yeah, I need. Yeah.
Oh, today? Well.
Yeah. What? I don't know what the question is, but where are you at right now?
Right now, I am coming out of a slump.
Okay, it's drink. It's not drink. It's
Mio.
Yeah, Mio.
And water. You're so silly.
It's not. It's very refreshing. Yes,
yeah,
right
I love it. Shout out to E2M because they're the ones that got me on to on to that.
For those who don't know what that acronym means,
it means eager to motivate.
Okay.
It's a program that I'm in. It's very simple. The one thing I love about it is they ask you to pay them one time. How many times? One time. You pay them one time and you're in for life.
That's exciting. As far as okay, that's something.
See, when you've been married long enough, consider.
We're on.
You guys, you start to see where each other is thinking. I know what you're thinking.
It just
now you. That's what I've been talking about. Anyway, I swear.
What?
Wives, have you ever been saying something to your husband? And then
you didn't say that today.
Yeah, no, not today. But when we've been talking to Kimon, hey Kimon, shout out to Kimon, our coach.
Yeah,
I've been talking. Yeah, yeah.
I don't remember.
We'll talk about it.
I don't remember all that.
Anyway, so, but yeah, I think I'm on the other side of decision fatigue, and I've been in this space before. Yeah. But before it was passion fatigue. And passion fatigue for me was, do you remember now?
Yeah.
I was working at J&A. I was working at the church. I was working to support you at the church. I was helping my parents. It was just too much.
Compassion fatigue.
Compassion fatigue. Yeah, I said passion, compassion fatigue.
No, but I think people
That's
understood
what I meant.
I meant
compassion fatigue.
Some of y'all, if you
honey,
know
I can't see.
Yeah, hang on. I'm working on it. Okay. I'm putting it all together here.
I am. And so, so I think I'm on the other end of that. Can we see their comments if any come in?
Yes. If they come in, they should
they'll
come
be right there.
They should.
Okay. And the reason why I say I'm on the other side of it is because, I would love to be, guys, one of those people that has a moment. I'm having a hard time seeing myself on there, but because of the way that this is. Yeah, but that's so much better. What was I about to say? I wish I was one of those people that could catch myself before the break. I mean, thank God I haven't had a major break.
You got to the limit.
Yeah, like yours was your accident,
Yeah, well, that was more recent, but before, either way.
That's recent.
Yeah, that's definitely recent.
Well, mine recent is,
Did we tell them about my accident? But you tell them about yours. Tell them about yours.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep it vague, but long story short, I made a mistake. I made a big mistake. And I just said, hey, I made a mistake to one of my clients. Yeah. And I knew where it came from. It came from not saying no, not setting.
We're gonna get to what happened, but tell what.
Well, I want for proprietary reasons, I won't share exactly what happened. Right, but because it's client stuff.
No, I'm not. No names.
Say, no, I'm not. Just say.
Of course.
No, I'm just saying there was a mistake. There was a mistake that was made, and it was. And the mistake was made. The mistake that I made was due to me, honestly, doing too much. Okay. Not necessarily doing too much. No, let me say what it is. The problem was not saying no when other tasks were given. When I knew I was supposed to do something.
You were already up on it.
when I knew that I had deadlines to deal with for the day.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, "Wait, I know this is your priority for the day." Do you catch what I'm saying?
So you had your priorities.
And it just kept happening month after month after month.
Okay.
And then I forgot stuff that should have been done that had a deadline. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so you had your deadline, but then everybody started adding
on their own priorities that were important, but they weren't urgent. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we think things are urgent. They're not. And who was that guy? I'm still trying to remember. I took a class.
The 4 quadrants.
But what's the name of the group?
What's the name of
the group? They came up with the 4. I took the class. You took the class. It was in Baltimore.
Stephen Covey?
Thank you. I've been trying to remember his name. Stephen Covey. The guy who wrote 7 Habits.
Yeah. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yeah. And
Can you see?
Yeah, no, I was just trying to see if there was going to be like a be able to see the
you
comments.
can see it right there.
Okay. Well, this is in the way. So that's why.
Okay, so maybe...
you have
feel
me
better?
A little bit better, but I won't be. You'll be able. You'll have to respond to the message because if you're sitting where I'm sitting, I literally can't see anything. But it's all good. We shouldn't have that on here. But it was passion. It was a couple of years ago. It was compassion fatigue, 2014, and this time I just decisioned out. So I'm making decisions for clients. I'm making decisions for my parents. I'm making decisions for us. And I think the ones that were exhausting me, it just, when you just have so much, you know what I mean? You have so much on you.
Yeah. So much expectations?
So many decisions.
Okay.
To make.
For other people.
For other people.
Okay.
Or tasks to hold, things to do. And I thought I was juggling it well.
Yeah.
But the volume, the massive volume of everything that I had to do this season was like 3 times more than any year I've ever had. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
And I came out a couple of months like, oh, you superwoman. Go ahead, girl, with your bad self. Not realizing, because I kept saying yes to everything, for mom, for us, for them, you know what I mean? I forgot something really important. And so it wasn't until I realized that I forgot something really important that my whole superwoman kind of like I found a huge rip
or a chink in the armor, kind of.
Yeah, okay. And I was like, oh snap! It was like literally like my rip was right here, and my chest was out. It was like, how long you been out? Like that's how. Okay. I'm just trying to figure. I know it was ridiculous. I can be ridiculous at times, but just go with me. You think you're doing the thing. There's a funny story about that actually. Can I tell you?
You could.
It's. I think it's appropriate. I was at work. We had just started dating. 2005. When I started dating. Yeah, 2005, y'all. I'm at T. Rowe Price. I guess I shouldn't have said that. But anyway.
It was, what, 15 years old?
Okay, so I can say it now. It's long enough. So I'm at T. Rowe Price. I'm working for a man. I won't say his name. He wasn't somebody in my department. He was someone that I reported to indirectly, but kind of direct. Okay. So long story short, I'm sitting there. I'm talking to him. I'm exhausted. Decision fatigue. So as we're talking, I'm recognizing.
You had decision fatigue back then?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because
and we're going to read the definition.
And he came in my office. We were talking. And then he left the office and he came back. And I had asked him before, I was like, oh, I'm just stressed. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Because we had been working really hard. This was right after Enron and all the accounting firms. Well, all the accounting firms, but also all accounting departments had to restructure everything for organizations. Any company that was Fortune 500 I don't know what number below. Like if you, I think maybe 100 over, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But definitely Fortune 500, we had to restructure everything. So no one could do something in an organization financial that has a financial correlation, like had something related to money, such as inventory. You couldn't even buy anything unless there was a an underlying reason why that person did what they did. You know?
So everything had to be justified.
Yeah. So I'm trying to give a layman reason of what happened, and so basically before you'd have a person that would order stuff, right? And they would just order stuff, right? But after Enron and all the foolishness, because their statements said they had more than they did, right? Inflated. So I'm just giving inventory. I'm just using inventory as an example. Right. So now
you have to be way more thorough.
Not only that, you actually are probably experiencing it now at work. If there's something over a certain amount, then this person, there's a rule that says 2 people have to sign. And then there's an auditor that comes through and says, when this purchase was made, did 2 people sign? How much is on your books? Then somebody has to go randomly look. How does the inventory randomly match? If I randomly pick serial numbers, am I going to see those same serial numbers? Long story, that's wrong. But long story short,
so you were there.
Yeah, I was in the beginning of it. Like I was in that space right after it happened. Okay. Helping companies figure out, specifically to your price, of what are we going to do? How are we going to make a whole company compliant, with this? Sarbanes-Oxley, that was the name of it. Sarbanes-Oxley. Yeah. And so we had gotten through it, but I was exhausted. I didn't know how exhausted. You want to know how exhausted I was? It was 2005. So he was like, what are you going to do? And I was like, I don't know. And your birthday was coming up. And I said, I want to take him to the Redskins game. And he was like, oh, okay. And then we were just talking, and he left. And then he came back to my office. He went into a weird, so my office, my desk was here. My door was here. And he usually stands in the door. Yeah. He came directly in front of me, right? And stood there for a long time. He said, Tony, you feel all right? I said, I'm good. What's up? I'm just tired. And then we just kept talking for like a good 20 minutes. He left. My good friend, I think Tamira, I don't know. What up, Tamira? I think she was the one. She came in, or maybe it was one of them came in my office and said, girl, your blouse is open, right?
The whole time. And no guy's going to volunteer that.
That's why he said,
they're going to come around.
Right? Yeah. I was like, why'd you just tell me all my breasts was out?
No guy's going to do that.
So it's funny that I can really adapt when you think that when you think you are the woman, hear me roar, or when you think you're the guy, you think that you are wearing the Superman suit. It can happen in marriage, right? You think you're wearing the Superman suit, you think you're juggling everything, and come to find out, your family member has some issue. Yeah. When you thought you were doing really well, juggling everything, not realizing you are fatigued. Yeah. Does that make sense?
But when did as far as how did you know? I guess obviously with something that's so, you would think it's easy to catch as far as your blouse being accidentally open. Yeah. And you missed it, and
I was too young to catch that.
Okay. Was that because of
fatigue?
But did you know you were fatigued though?
Literally, as we're talking, that's when I thought about it.
Okay, so it's like when almost like a simple thing gets overlooked.
I think for you and I, you can tell yours, but I think for both of them, mine was making a mistake at work. Yours was hitting you, crashing by yourself. And so the two, I think when you had yours, you were like, wait a minute. You had a moment. It made you pause. Right. I get, the error, I think in both situations, the error made us pause. So the error made me pause and say, this is not like me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what happened? You know? And is it still on?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, what happened? Because that's not me, And no, it's not a prideful, I don't make mistakes, but I guess I did have a prideful, I don't make, because I really don't make mistakes. I really I pride myself.
That's what I was about to ask you.
If I'm being really honest, I pride myself on the number of years I can think like I've been doing accounting since 2000.
Yeah.
But like when I say not many, I mean from company to company, I can't even get to number 3. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I ain't made many mistakes. Because I'm usually so thorough.
Yeah, you're really good at your job.
I'm usually very detailed.
Right. Yeah. But when the decision did happen, which we're human and we make mistakes, but it's not the question of the mistake, it's whether what facilitated the mistake. Where's the fire? That's the whole point of what we're talking about tonight. Where is the fire? And I'm gonna read the decision, the definition. Yeah. Then I'm gonna share mine, and then we'll come back.
Where was the fire?
Right.
Got it.
Decision fatigue, y'all. This is important. Because, and I'm reading here, decision fatigue is when it's simply, and I'm gonna read the definition, but it's simply having to make too many choices causes stress. So again, if we don't know where the stress is coming from, we don't know when we're stressed, etc., we're going to experience decision fatigue, right? And it says here, the idea that after making many decisions, your ability to make more and more decisions over the course of the day becomes worse. Mm-hmm. Okay? And for me, it was 9:30 at night. I had already worked a full day, and then I went to my client's office to do
side gig.
Yeah, side gig, side hustle. We all know about that. Most of us have a side hustle, and I was already tired when I got there at like 5, right after work. So I left my job, went straight over there, was servicing the computers over there, and it was 9:30, and I was like, I'm done. I'm cooked. My brain is mush. As far as in regards to, if you think about, either way, I couldn't make another decision. If I had to make another decision, it was going to be bad. And what happened was, and I parked deliberately by the parking lot light. Mm-hmm. So, because I was the only one left, and I'm like, the idea of seeing what's going on. So I got in the car, started it, and I said, okay, the exit was behind me.
I got to see this.
And then the parking lot light was to the right of me.
Were you on the side of the are they still in the same place that they've been when I went over there one time? So are you on it's on the side of the building where you had me park?
No, I park in the middle so I can be by the parking lot light of the parking lot. So I didn't park right by the
door.
No.
Okay.
So, and I had to turn around. So I turned right. So I get in the car, started, get ready to go. Exhausted, can't think, just ready to go home. You kind of go on autopilot. Y'all know when you get so tired you can't think, and you thank God that you're not far from home. And I've done it so many times. I go once a month, so I knew exactly where I need to go. So I go to turn around. I had to make a U-turn around the parking lot light to get out to the exit. Mm-hmm. And I turned too sharply, and all I heard was and it was on the right side, and I get out, and y'all know what I saw. I was so tired. The devastation and the disappointment, because I'm one of the safest drivers, right? I never.
Understand. He's the safest.
I don't like going over the speed limit. I like staying in the middle of the right lane. Depending on where we're going. Like if we're going to church or something, then I'm, like hitting Baltimore. It's easy. But I can't remember the last accident I've ever had. But I got to the point where I was so exhausted, and I could not make another decision to save my life. If somebody said, I don't know, 10 times 250, and I'll give you $1 million, I probably wouldn't have been able to make it. I'm telling y'all, the decision fatigue was there. And decision fatigue, compassion fatigue, burnout, these are all the same kind of principles, y'all. And so I ruined my car. Nobody else was involved. Nobody else was there. It was all by myself. That's how I knew that I was burnt out. I had this. Even the idea of making another decision that night would have probably put me on my back. I would have just quit. I would have quit. So that was my experience. And then so we read the definition. And he goes. This doctor the psychiatrist gave the definition.
Do you know his name?
Dr. McLean. And he says the more decisions you have to make, the more fatigue you develop, and the more difficult it can become.
Had you heard of it when I said it? Hey, babe, I think I have decision fatigue. And have you ever heard of it?
I have. Okay. I have, because it made me think of I can't believe I can't remember his name. The guy who made Apple.
Steve Jobs? No.
Steve Jobs.
Was Steve Jobs? Okay.
And I heard somewhere somebody say that's why he wore the same thing every day. To eliminate one less decision.
Yes.
Because he knew he wanted to keep that energy level to making the informed, wise, powerful, insightful, visionary decisions. He wanted to keep that energy for that, as opposed to other stuff that really is not, in comparison, not really that important.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, I know I don't want to go on too much of a tangent, but I have to tell you how unburdened I feel now that I threw away or gave away. Not threw away. Not threw away. I didn't throw away.
Donate.
I gave to Rhonda to send to some folk. But all those clothes.
Yeah.
Like having I don't know if you really looked on my side. Like my area is not as stuffed. Like it's not stuffed.
So you have less clothes in your closet.
Less options.
Yeah.
It's just an easier, simpler. Okay, put that on.
Yeah.
You know, not much I don't have one pair of jeans and one shirt, as we saw on
some of these
YouTube.
Preppers. Yeah, these Preppers.
Lady, serious.
I understand the principle.
She
what
got
they're
her work
trying to
pants.
do. Yeah. And I'm curious. She didn't say what job she had, and I'm just curious about.
Y'all, she's living off of $1,000 a month. I ain't mad at her.
I get it.
I don't know how she does it.
And I think it depends.
I'm talking about mortgage and everything.
Yeah.
It's amazing, but I still don't know what she's eating. That's the thing, because she eats $100 a month of food.
We didn't see that part of it. I didn't see it.
I'm kind of scared. But you always burp when we get on here. I don't know what it is. I haven't burped yet. It should be coming, but it usually happens over. But look, so decision fatigue. Say his name again.
I can get his full name, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
The psychiatrist.
Okay. So now that we've said what it is and we've identified the event, what's the next part?
Then we got to get to the fire, because how do we get to and see? Oh, I like another part of this is when, again, decision fatigue causes reduced ability to make trade-offs. Right? What you're going to put energy into, what you're not. Where it gets blurry. And
when you have no energy. You have nothing to... That sounds like physics. I have no more energy to exert.
Right.
Okay.
And so...
To even
change. To make a wise choice, to say, you know what? I should really spend time on this instead of this. But we usually go to default. And I'm thinking instead of planning for the next day, I sit and play my Nintendo Switch. Stuff like that, like really unproductive stuff, and quadrant 4 stuff, the things that are not important and not urgent.
Okay.
That's where then decision paralysis is another consequence
of fatigue.
Of decision fatigue, where now you literally cannot make any decisions.
And I think that's where I was headed to, because I felt myself telling my mom, telling you when you were asking me stuff. I don't know. Because I got nothing.
Yeah.
I usually got a decision y'all don't understand. I'm so quick with decisions. I am thinking and processing and making decisions at the same time all the time.
Yeah.
And so I'm just usually so quick. And it was like, how here's a good example. You hear this? It reminds me of the gas, when you're trying to get the gas going. and a gas stove, and you hear it go. And if there's no gas, if there's I don't know what makes the fire, but it will just keep going. That was me. I was just like a puff of smoke.
No fuel to kind of catch the ignition,
catch the gas,
to light the stove,
And I just like, I don't know, make a decision. And then and so how Ase realized I was fatigued is, why were you on the phone with us?
Y'all were helping Mom with the car.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mama was in a car accident, y'all. She's good. She's healthy. She's fine. She's safe. Thank God that, her car was totaled, but thank God that she's good. It wasn't her fault. Somebody hit her from the back. And everything's well. Shout out to Honda Oarsman in Laurel that helped Mom get another car. And I'm so glad she got a Honda. But that's a whole other conversation.
Shout out to them.
Mama's been on another car. I won't say which one.
It's not so much as the car. I think it's more so she just likes the people over there at where she was before.
I guess.
And she had a reason to always go up there.
I guess.
And chat it up.
I guess.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Somebody asked what inspired the haircut. I don't know who's asking that.
Maybe your hair?
My hair? I don't know, but I'll talk about it later. They got, I think I was on the phone with the two of y'all this week. Was it this week? And I had already known, and did I talk to you about it before? I think Monday was when I said, baby, I think I'm experiencing decision fatigue.
I think so.
Okay. But I said it to Ase, but I think he thought it was related just to me, not related to us. And it wasn't even, I didn't even know. Like, sometimes you just don't know. And I didn't know that it was related to us until I started literally. You remember we were talking about Oblage's Rebellion? If you haven't heard Oblage's Rebellion, go back to last podcast. Oh, you did? Good.
As far as the Jada and
Will.
And Will's situation, yeah.
And so we were just talking about Oblage's Rebellion. I'm not an obliger. I'm a rebel. If you're thinking about the Gretchen Rubin analysis, that's where I fall. But the way that here's what I will say. I've seen how I kind of, in the past, have kind of released and said, I'm just so tired. Usually in the past, y'all, it was, I'm going to be really frank and really raw. It was angry. It was, I'm tired. But this time, it was controlled. Was I kind to you when I was talking to you?
Yeah.
I hear hesitation. It's okay if I wasn't. I thought I was, but maybe.
No, I don't remember it being like. I knew that you were fatigued and you were frustrated, and it didn't come off as harsh or over the top aggression or anything like that. No.
But I have been before, aggressive. It's okay. Baby, you do things.
I know. It's annoying me because every time
I need you here with me.
Every time, just give me a second.
He's having a techie moment.
I got this.
When he's having a techie moment. Come on, honey, come on.
I'm here. Okay, yeah, you were good. You weren't aggressive, no.
In the past.
No, in the past, but when you had decision fatigue?
Yeah, it wasn't decision fatigue, but it was like something, and I was like, you know what, Ozzy, you need to help me. I don't know if I've always been. I don't know if I always have been as direct and kind to my mother. I'm being very honest, y'all, and my husband. Like, what'd you say to your mama? No, it's that I was calm. So it was like, Mom, I want to help you with this, but this is what I need. And I say, I want to help you with this, but y'all, I'm a little tired.
Yeah.
I think I'm realizing I'm making decisions for everyone. And I just need to feel like it's not just me making the decision. it's the team making decision. I love it when it's a team making a decision. I really can't stand it when it's everybody's asking me what to do.
Oh, fair.
And you know
as far
what
as
really
putting
angers
you on
me?
an island.
You know what really angers me? When people ask me what to do, but then they want credit for what they did. It's like,
give me an example. Give me an example. I don't.
I'm just gonna come up with something random. Let's say you were to say this is not related to anything. I'm just thinking random. Let's say you want a new shirt. Right? Okay, yeah. You want a new shirt. You're like, babe, pick out a shirt for me, right? And then I pick out the shirt. And then, this is a good example. And then you go out and you wear it, and the people are like, oh, that's good. He's like, oh yeah, I got this. Yeah.
I always shout you up.
No, I'm not. I said this is not a good example.
Oh.
I'm giving an example. You don't do
that.
Oh,
fair. Okay.
I'm just
an example of what I got a little sensitive.
No, you always give me credit. No.
Because I hate making decisions on clothes. I can't stand it. And I try to bring it today. Every time we go to the outlet, we love the outlet, and I'm looking for shirts and colors and whatever. So
make sure you read to see what the person's saying, because I want to make sure we don't leave them out there.
Yeah.
But so that's just an example,
right?
Of
as far as acknowledging your help and your input to help make the decision.
At least acknowledge we did
that, and I can
job.
see how that could add to the fatigue.
Oh,
when you don't get acknowledged.
Goodness.
Some of y'all at work, you help make decisions and you're not appreciated and shouted out when you've been part of the solution.
Or when you hear people say, oh, it was just so daunting. I'm like, for who? Right. You did that? I was tired.
Yeah.
And so, and I can experience that sometimes with family, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and most of us can experience that with family.
And it can be, you can have that, unfortunately, at work as well, It can
most of the time it manifests itself at work. But I think a lot of people who are the quote-unquote saviors of the family.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
And everybody calls them to decide what we're going to do.
That's me right now.
Yeah.
Since my aunt passed, and that was a conversation that I had to kindly have with my mom. It's like, Mom, you asked me for everything now that Auntie's not here. And I just had to.
So the dynamic shifted.
It shifted, but it was like, and parents, I hope that you hear my heart when I say this. My mom was a smotherer. She was a helicopter mom. She was always there, ever present. When I went to University of Maryland, Mama was the 11th RA. There were 10 of us. And they were like, where's number 11? Like, when they needed something on the board, they were like, Mama, call your mama. Hey, right? Because Mama was there right down the street. She was like, oh, I'll do it.
Yeah, she was always willing.
Get your mama to do this. Get your mama to cook this. I couldn't cook back then. That's a whole nother thing. And so, it was kind of cool at times. Yeah. A lot of times it was very overbearing. So imagine going and having an overbearing parent, loves you dearly, but they go from overbearing to, what should I do? That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a significant shift. Yeah.
That's a lot. And so, Rhonda, I'm going to call you back later. I'm putting my phone on silent. Sorry, guys. I should have. She keeps going. I hope you're looking, Rhonda. I'm online. So that's my sister from another mother. And so, I was just done, y'all. I was done, and I didn't realize it until I started audibly saying it. And you know what? Maybe if I had been currently in therapy, maybe
you would have recognized.
My therapist would have helped me recognize it months ago.
Wow.
Before the accident. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to get into
and therapy is a guardrail, I believe, for decision fatigue, compassion fatigue, because it's somebody who's outside of you that can say, hey, you're looking a little different. A therapist's job is to be able to see, micro changes. A good therapist
Yeah.
will see micro changes in your mannerism. You know,
no, it's funny you say that
your
because
stature, your
yeah,
build, your body, your frown. Like we look at everything. How you inflect your voice. You know, you look a little down today. We don't like to put words in people's mouth, but we like to note to someone that there may have been a change.
okay. And see, that's what I was going to ask. I think
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because from a mental health therapist perspective,
Yeah.
and we get it. And this is not therapy.
No.
You need to get a professional therapist. You sign up for one. But Anthony will soon be able to check that box. But as a burgeoning therapist, you would be able to help them recognize decision fatigue.
If it's someone that I've been seeing for a while.
Okay.
And a while doesn't have to be a long time, guys. You don't have to see somebody for 3 months to know their mannerisms.
Right.
You know, you can get a good gauge. I mean, 3 months is good, but you can get a good gauge on somebody in 6 weeks. Consistently seeing someone, you can get, you know, as a coach,
right,
as a therapist, a psychiatrist, you can get, I'm going to leave the psychiatrist alone because they are another world. So let me take that back. I'm going to run that back. But you can see.
Yeah.
So psychiatrists do, you know, a lot of things that they do are based on tests and assessments. So that's not right.
Yeah. So, and going into what ways to defeat decision fatigue, to address it.
Yeah, let's go.
And I'm glad you said the therapist because again, to having a third party where they're not involved in anything, you don't owe them anything.
Yeah.
They want the best for you.
Yeah.
And they're here to hear you. That's their job.
Yeah.
I think it's so important. A lot of those who experience decision fatigue don't have that space in which to share, to vent, to be frustrated, and without being judged or minimized or somebody trying to fix the situation.
Yeah.
They're there to hear them out.
Right.
What other way you could maybe as a therapist you could share?
I can share how I have come out of it.
Sure, absolutely.
Is that going to be helpful?
Yeah, that's the ways to. Yeah.
And I could tell. So what happened, y'all, is when I realized I made a mistake, and then I blew up, and didn't blow up, but I confronted. That's what I'll say. I confronted
in a
my
healthy
family.
Way. In a
healthy way. I'm
Some
really
people
proud
go the
of
opposite.
That. I'm really proud.
They
that
make an impulsive
yell.
decision.
I didn't make an impulsive decision. I was close, very close, but I didn't make an impulsive decision. But I did have impaired self-control.
Kind of.
I did have that.
I'm looking at impulsive decision. Was that Will Smith when he decided to go up on stage?
No, I don't know. Let's leave that alone.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know. He might be fatigued. I don't know. I'm gonna leave him out.
I think there was a level of
I'm
fatigue.
so tired of talking about that.
It was pretty exhausting. Yeah.
But I'll say for me, I didn't have impulsive decisions, but I had impaired self-control, and my impaired self-control was eating. I just got off of my eating plan. I literally, any of my shout out my Peloton friends, they can see Tony ain't been working out for like 3 weeks. What's going on? And I just slept, worked, ate, slept, worked, maybe walked the dog, maybe, you know. And I was just kind of like in the dumps. I had been in the dumps for at least 3 weeks. I think it had been 3
And you
weeks.
recognize it now that it was primarily the decision fatigue going on.
Yeah. Well, no. So I believe my impaired self-control came from the mistake. I honestly believe that I would have still, I think I would almost say maybe my error saved me.
To help you recognize that's where you were?
Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to bring Will in for a second. Maybe Will's error, maybe his impulsive decision is going to save him.
To call light to the current issue, the challenge.
To pause.
Yeah.
It's going to help him seek out a therapist or go back to his therapist, because we know he has one. Or or redirect or go to a different therapist or go to somebody about anger management or whatever it is, that error, like, here's the great part about me. Mm-hmm. I don't look at mistakes anymore. Mm-hmm. Since 2014, that's a whole nother thing. Maybe I'll put it in a book one day. Mm-hmm. But I never look at mistakes anymore because I ain't had many. Thank God. I don't look at mistakes as bad. It was listening. Literally, I remember, you know what I dealt with in 2014. Mm-hmm. I listened to Denzel, and I'm going to try not to cry. I listened to Denzel every day for a month. Mm. There's a YouTube of like him. A motivation, yep. And he's talking about failing forward. And I listened to that thing, y'all. And maybe we can put it out. We're happy to put it on here. Because it got me through. That fail forward. It's okay to fail forward.
Yeah. I think forgiving yourself, and that should be one of the decision fatigue. You made a bad decision, or whatever facilitated the decision fatigue.
Exhaustion. Yeah. Mine was exhaustion.
And these are tips, and I think you doing what you did, I think helps you recover.
So how I drug myself out of it, mm-hmm. I let you know. Mm-hmm. I think that one thing that that people don't do is they don't tell people, man, I've had a lot on me. Mm-hmm. So I talked to my client, I guess I had more on me than I did. I guess I'm not Superwoman. Mm-hmm. I had a lot on me, man. And then I started looking at the whole globe of everything. Mm-hmm. Then mom had the accident, and it was like, oh, Lord, and helping her with those decisions. And then we're doing this training, and then I was just like, it's too much. Mm-hmm. It's too much. Mm-hmm. And so I think that the difference maybe of me and others is I've matured to the point now that I can sit in it. I can sit in my error. Sit in the mistake. I can sit in it. Okay. I might eat in it and sit in it, mm-hmm. but I can sit in it. Now, the eating is escape. Okay. Let's just be real, okay? Some of us, when we have issues, we run by literally running. Like they might work out. That's their escape. Mm-hmm. Some, it's playing video games. That's mm-hmm. your escape. Yeah. I think it's very important for all of us to know what our escape is. There's nothing wrong with things not in excess. Yeah. Like if you use, like we use, bad example, wilding out, to kind of defrag, or you'll watch that.
I mean, they have tens of millions of views on each one of their little videos.
Or I
thought about why this is happening.
You know what mine is now? What? It's that little game that you shared with me. Oh yeah. There's this little game that you pour stuff.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle.
It's like a little puzzle
where the colors are,
and it helps me decompress.
Yeah. And one of the ways that it suggests here that I found, it says take a time out, and that could be playing a little small game on your phone.
Yeah. Treat yourself.
Yeah, treat yourself. Playing video games is not a negative, but again, if we're using it to hide from making decisions moving forward, that's when we mess up. But go ahead.
I think like 2 weeks ago, I got a massage. And the funny thing about it was this around the same time that I realized I made a mistake, and then I wanted to just stop and not do anything and just hide in myself and just not do anything. I felt terrible. And I wanted to, but I made myself go to the massage. Okay. It's like, no, go. You'll feel better. I moved. I'm just thinking of ways
recover from.
To recover from.
Okay.
I know movement, so it may not have been as much movement as I usually do working out, Peloton, treadmill, whatever. But I moved in a manner of us getting me a new desk,
getting organized,
getting a little bit more or reorganizing,
yeah,
just moving, not allowing myself to stay stagnant and in the bed, because I can stay in the bed if I'm depressed.
Yeah.
And yeah, moving, working, and then alerting you I'm not doing well. I think that's really important.
Yeah, to be honest about it. Yeah.
Be honest with the people who are closest to you that you're not doing well. Yeah.
Okay. No, those are a lot, and I think those I think are more.
Oh, and I like how he says use checklist. Now I'm on my. I don't have it with me, but he has his.
Yeah. Shout out to the Full Focus Planner.
Yeah. Show it.
This is the big. They call it the portfolio version.
I'm back on my planner,
and I like the full page one. You can see everything at a glance. I think sometimes putting it out, on paper on purpose, as far as your goals, the decisions you have to make, it's phenomenal. And sometimes if you don't know what decisions you have to make, and they're coming at you, and you're not planned and deliberate about when you're going to make what decision, that's when it can easily get overwhelming. Yeah. And I think what you did as far as getting a massage, that's taking the time out. Not making any decisions as far as work. I'm going to make a decision for me. Yeah. Any other one of these jump out to you? There's 8 things here, but we'll share them. But
just decide is not my issue. It's never been my issue.
Which one was it?
Just decide.
Oh, okay, fair.
Issue. But I have more of an issue of taking time out. I don't have the issue of limiting your choices. That's never my issue.
Okay.
It's keeping up with my checklist. If I keep up with my checklist, I'm good. Taking the time out, but that big one, setting time limits. Like just setting limits, period.
Now, what do you mean? Now, limits, period? Most people know when you say, okay, setting time limits. Okay, I got it.
No, not time limits. I'm good on time limits. Okay. It's setting limits, boundaries. So, for example, I got several clients calling me, and if it's somebody else's day,
fair. Okay, they call you on a day that they don't normally call.
Yeah, and I don't ignore like I would in the past. I would just say, "Hey, I'm not available today. Yeah. I'm working for someone." Or if a client needs something new, but I've got a pressing deadline for them.
Right.
I open my mouth. Instead of taking on the new thing, I open my mouth and I make it clear.
No, that's good. That's good. I know for me, just decided. I think it's important, and I can't remember what came. It came to me, and I was praying, and God gave me this: decide before you decide. A lot of times, we're not sure where we stand on certain things, and that in of itself will cause exhaustion, right? But I think it's based on values. What are my values? Where am I gonna? What hill am I willing to die on? What am I going to make a stand for? To say, you know what? I can go here, but this is automatic no. I don't have to think about that because it's automatically a no. That as far as when I leave work, my email notifications turn off, period. Yeah. That's one of my, and you said set limits. That to me is I've already decided. There's no discussion on it. And I don't feel guilty about it because I've set the tone and people know if somebody calls me, I'll get to you. But just that next day, not after when I leave work.
Right.
You said you don't have a problem with limiting your choices, or which one?
No, I'm very quick on limiting choices. Yeah. I'm very quick on deciding, like just making a decision.
Yeah.
Making decisions as a group, I love that. That's like my special, awesome place.
That jumps out to you, yeah.
I love that because I like it when groups take ownership. I don't like it when one person takes ownership of the task, but then the team
kind of benefits.
Like I get, yeah, it's like it's okay for the team to benefit, but at least acknowledge that person's work. You know.
Yeah.
I like we's. I don't like I's. I don't like it when it's you did. And like, did I? I did what you told me. Are you sure? Did I? And so I try my best not to get stuck on that because sometimes I'll get stuck in that space.
As far as who gets the acknowledgement.
Yeah, no. Not I don't want acknowledgement. I'm good with no acknowledgement, right? Okay, so here's how I work. If you're going to take the acknowledgement, right? Of you did it, then you did it good and you did it bad. Don't be the person
Don't
take the acknowledgement when it's good, and I don't know how it happened when it's bad. You know, I can't stand that.
Yeah,
like, what? No. We did it. If we did it, we did it well. If we did it, we did it bad. You know, that's
right. No, that's important. You know, because I guess that's again the team aspect.
Yeah, but I love teamwork. I love decisions. I love people making decisions together. And babe, I'm 10 minutes late for my group. Friend group.
Yeah, no. And I thought we were already going on. But I hope you guys got a lot out of this. Decision fatigue is real. It's important that you find ways to address your decision fatigue, set time limits, take a time out, delegate the decision, use checklists, get a planner. Get a planner to use. Very important. Make a list. Limit your choices. Say, you know what? I'm going to make a decision by tonight, or I'm going to make out of these three. Whittle down the options. And then make it as a group, and then stick to your values. Decisions, there's certain decisions we shouldn't have to make over and over again where it costs us energy to make. We should already know, and it's instant, and we can move on quickly. So I hope you guys enjoyed it tonight. We got to be honest with ourselves. We got to get to, if we're fatigued, we got to know it. And if we have the decision fatigue, we have to find one of these things or a couple of these things to do to address it.
Absolutely. I think this was good, babe.
Yeah, this was fun. So next Sunday, or you talking crazy about some other stuff.
I want to do Sundays and Tuesdays.
Well, all right. It's never on me.
It's not. See,
all right,
here we go.
So we'll see.
See, y'all. This is y'all get the real at the end. I'm telling you, every single time.
If you put it on the schedule, I don't
have a problem.
All right.
Okay,
Tuesday,
so what he trying to say is I might be 2 minutes late, but you started on time, and then I came. I was cooking for us.
Fair.
All right,
guys. Everybody. Have a great night. Have a great Monday. Get some rest.
So what we're gonna do is
I thought we finished.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
So let's make it clear. Let's do Sundays. That's the.
Because we gotta give people the heads up.
Yeah,
so they can
that's
put on their calendar.
That's the. What am I trying to say? That's the better decision, and work up to adding on another. Let's do Sunday well.
Make sure we got Sunday down.
Okay. And so we already have a
list of topics.
Yeah, no, that one topic. How do you know? What is it? Come on, say it, babe. How do you know when you are helping someone?
Oh yeah, we already. So you're helping and not hindering the person.
Yes.
Truly helping.
Yes. Exactly.
What does true help look like?
Exactly.
And when you're part of the solution or part of the problem.
Exactly.
All right.
Bye, guys.
See y'all next week, next Sunday. Later.